press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello everyone, welcome to the part 7th of the complex numbers. In this class I am going to discuss some of the JEE mains level questions from the chapter complex numbers. In the last session we talked about the synopsis, some important results and some important points related to complex numbers. Now let us use those results in this class. Hope you are all thorough in all those results, right? Okay, then let us begin with the first question. The first question is given by the real part of the real part of 1 minus cos theta plus I sin theta. Okay, this is a question. Students, we are all familiar in the definition of a complex number. Complex number has two parts, one is a real part and another is a real imaginary part, and the standard form of the complex number is a plus ib. So a is real part and b is imaginary part. Here we have a complex number, but it is not given in the standard form. So let us convert this into standard form, we will get a real part, that is it. So you know how to convert this to standard form. Let us use the trigonometric identities for that. So here I am going to replace 1 minus cos theta by half angle, that is 2 sin square theta by 2 plus I into, again sin theta I can write as 2 sin theta by 2 into cos theta by 2. So I think hope you are familiar in these results. 2 sin square theta by 2 plus I sin 2 sin theta by 2 into cos theta by 2. Now let us take 2 sin theta by 2 common in the denominator. Then the remaining thing is sin theta by 2 plus I into cos theta by 2. So this is remained in the denominator. Now you know students, a result we discussed in the last class that sin theta plus I cos theta, it is equal to 1 by sin theta minus I cos theta. So let us use this result. So instead of this, 1 by this, 1 by sin theta by 2 plus I cos theta by 2, I am going to write as sin theta by 2 minus I into cos theta by 2. So whole divided by 2 sin theta by 2. Okay. So now let us divide these two terms by this 2 sin theta by 2. So sin theta by 2 by this gives 1 by 2 minus I cos theta by 2 by this, you get minus 1 by 2 into I, or I into 1 by 2 cot theta by 2. So yes, we have got the standard form of a complex number. So in this, real part is 1 by 2 and the imaginary part is 1 by 2 cot theta by 2. So correct option is option number 2, that is what 1 by 2. So the simple one, just by converting into standard form the real part and the imaginary part. So option 2. So now let us move to the second question. Yes, the second question is, if x is given a complex number minus 5 plus I root 3 whole divided by 2, then what is the value of x square plus 5x whole square plus x into x plus 5? A simple one. Here we have a complex number x equal to minus 5 plus I root 3 whole divided by 2. Okay. So we to find the value of x square plus 5x whole square plus x into x plus 5. So students, here you have to find the value of this, you mean x square plus 5x, and it is also same as x square plus 5x. Here x into x plus 5 in the sense it is x square plus 5x only. So now by using this, you to get this, that is it. You to get the value of x square plus 5x. Here we have x and 5, here also we have x and 5. So let us separate these two, let us simplify this to get this, that is it. I can write this as minus 5 by 2 plus I into root 3 by 2. I written the standard form, that is it. Let's take this to left side, you mean it becomes what? X plus 5 by 2 plus equal to I into root 3 by 2. Since we have square, let's square on both sides. So squaring on both sides gives what? X plus 5 by 2 whole square, I root 3 whole square gives what? X square plus b square, that is what? 25 by 4 plus 2ab. You get 5x equal to I square is minus 1. So minus 3 by 4. Root 3 whole square is 3 and 2 square is 4. So now let's separate this, I mean x square plus 5x. Yes, you have got the value of x square plus 5x, that is equal to 3 by 4. Sorry, here minus 3 by 4 because I square is minus 1. So minus 3 by 4 plus minus 25 by 4 because I take on this right side. So minus 3 minus 25 minus 28 by 4, that is what? Minus 7. So that is what x square plus 5x. So we have got the value of x square plus 5x. Let us substitute this in this thing. You will get what? Minus 7 square plus this is also same as x square plus 5x, that is what? Minus 7. So you get 49 minus 7, that is equal to 40. Yes, 42. So option number 3 is a correct option. 49 minus 2, that is 40, 49 minus 7, that is 42 is the correct option. You mean option number 3, a simple one. Now let us look into the third question. Yes, come to third question. Third question is given by what? Minus 2 minus 3 1 by 3 I whole cube is equal to some complex number x plus I by whole divided by 27. X and y are real number. Then what is the value of y minus x? You mean it is same as before. You mean you have to find first the values of x and y. After that you substitute in that, you will get y minus x value. Then how to find the values of x and y? Just simplify the given thing, that is it. Here we have minus 2 minus 1 by 3 into I whole cube equal to x plus I y whole divided by 27. So now you have to find the values of x and y. Very simple, students. Here we have denominator 27, here we have 3 cube, both are 27. So let us simplify it. I mean simplified form of this is what? 27, I mean 3 cube, take an LCM. So 6 minus I whole cube is equal to x plus IY by 27. Okay. So get cancelled, 27 get cancelled. So you get what? Minus 6 minus I whole cube. So I am going to take minus 1 whole cube outside. So minus 1 whole cube is again minus. So you get what? 6 plus I whole cube, that is equal to x plus IY. Okay. So now let us simplify this. You get what? Minus 6 cube. I mean it is of the form a plus b whole cube. 6 cube plus I cube. You mean I cube is minus I plus 3a square b. 3 into 6 square into b. So 6 square is 36. So 3 into 36, that is 108 into I plus 3ab square. 3 into 6 into I square is minus 1. So 3 6 18. So minus 18 equal to x plus IY. So now 260 minus 18. So you get what? 198 107I. You give 108 minus 1 gives x plus IY. So minus 198 minus 107 I equal to x plus y. On comparing LHS and RHS, you have, I mean you will get x is equal to minus 198 and y is equal to minus 107. So y minus x is given by, so minus 107 minus of minus plus 198, that is equal to 91. So your option is fourth, I mean 91 is the correct option, option fourth. Okay, so this is somewhat a moderate one. Okay, so now let's move to question number 4. This question number 4 is given by, if 1 minus I whole divided by 1 minus I whole divided by 1 plus I whole power of 96 is equal to some complex number a plus ib, then what are a and b? So it is based on the powers of I. Hope you are all familiar in I, right? Okay, so now let's use the concept of I to solve this. So 1 minus I divided by 1 plus I whole power of 96 is equal to a plus ib. This is true for what? Well, of a and b. So students, in the last session we talked about 1 plus I by 1 minus I. 1 plus I by 1 minus I, it is same as plus I, and 1 minus I by 1 plus I is same as minus I on simplification. Okay, just by here just by multiplying and dividing by 1 plus I by 1 plus I, here also 1 minus I by 1 minus I. Okay, so now we are so the value is minus I, so minus I whole cube, minus I, you mean 1 minus I by 1 plus I is same as minus I whole power of 96 is equal to a plus ib. Okay, so minus I whole power of 96, that is what, minus 1 whole power of 96 into I whole power of 96 is equal to a plus ib. So minus 1 whole power of 96 plus 1, I power of multiple of 4 is 1, so I power of 4k is always 1, right? So you get 1 is equal to a plus ib. You mean this is same as 1 plus 0 I is equal to a plus ib. So your a and b are given by 1 comma 0. Yes, a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 0. So option 2 is the correct one. Okay, the simple one based on the powers of I. Yes, let's begin. Let's move to fifth question. So fifth question is what cos theta plus I sin theta divided by sin theta plus I cos theta whole power of 4 equal to what among the following? Students, we know that for a complex number of unit modulus, I can write cos theta plus I sin theta as cis theta, right? Okay, now here we have cos theta plus I sin theta cos theta plus I sin theta whole divided by sin theta plus I cos theta whole power of what? 4. Student, so we have, yes, it's correct, whole power of 4. Okay, so now, okay, I can write this as cos theta plus I sin 4 theta using De Moivre's theorem. Cos theta plus I sin theta whole power of n. Before that, let's convert this into standard form by taking I outside. So cos theta plus I sin theta, I mean I am writing numerator as it is, divided by I taken outside. So yes, I taken outside, so you get cos theta, so minus I sin theta. Okay, so I into I square is minus 1, minus into minus plus, you get plus sin theta again. So now whole power of 4. So now 1 by I whole power of 4, I power of 4 is what? 1. So 1 by 1 is 1. So this is what? Cos theta plus I sin theta whole divided by cos theta minus I sin theta whole power of 4. and this is equal to cis 4 theta. You mean by De Moivre's theorem it becomes what? Cos 4 theta plus I sin 4 theta. So this is n now. This also becomes cos 4 theta minus I sin 4 theta. So this can be written as cis 4 theta, and this is what? Cis minus 4 theta. Because see, cos minus theta plus I sin minus theta is same as what? Actually cos of minus theta is cos theta, sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. So this is same as cis of minus theta. Okay. So this is cis 4 theta divided by cis of minus 4 theta, and I am going to write this as in terms of our exponential form. This is I 4 theta divided by e power of minus I 4 theta. So this gives what? E power of I 4 theta plus 4 theta using the what powers rule a power of b divided by a power of x power of a by x power of b is x power of a minus b. Using that result you will get this. This gives what? E power of I 8 theta. So this is same as cos 8 theta plus I sin 8 theta. So you are required answer. So option 3 is the correct one. Cos 8 theta plus I sin theta. So using exponential form as well as De Moivre's theorem. Okay. Okay, then let us move to sixth question, that is what minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2 whole power of 3n plus minus 1 minus I root 3 whole by divided by 2 whole power of 3n. Students, you observe those two are complex numbers. So they are same as omega and omega square. Hope you remember this. 3 cubic roots of unity, that is 1 omega omega square, right? So among these omega becomes any one of those two, that is what? Minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2 or plus I root 3 by 2. Then omega square becomes what? Minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. That is what we have in the question. If one of these is omega, then another becomes omega square. And one more thing, these two are reciprocals to each other. And another thing is, these two are complex conjugate to each other. You mean this is the conjugate of this and this is the conjugate of this. This is very important thing. Omega and omega square are complex conjugate to each other and they are reciprocal to each other. You mean this is equal to 1 by of this. Okay. So now let us replace that what here we have minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2 whole power of 3n plus minus 1 minus I root 3 by 2 whole power of 6n, I think, right, 3n. So if one of them is omega, other becomes omega square. So this is what? Omega power of 3n, and this is omega square power of 3n, that is omega power of 6n. Students, we know that for cube roots of unity, we have the result that 1 plus omega square is always is equal to 0, and omega cube product is always equal to 1, and omega power of multiple of 3 is always equal to 1. So this becomes 1 and this becomes 1 because this is a multiple of 3. So this the value is 2. Okay. So option number 3, a simple one, using the cube roots of unity. So it should be clear the cube roots of unity and also the nth root of unity. Okay, let us look into the 7th question, somewhat easy. The value of I power of 5. So I power of 5. Students, I equal to, it is same as what? cos, or I can write as 0 plus I, right. Then the Euler form of this is what are actually cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2, right. So, I same as cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2, okay. And also this is same as in terms of exponential form e power of I pi by 2. This is the exponential form of the complex number, and hence I power of I becomes what? E power of I pi by 2 whole power of I, that becomes what? I into I square, so e power of minus pi by 2. A simple one. So option number 4 is the correct one. So it's based on the powers of I as well as the Euler form. Okay, let's move to 8th question. That if ABCD, A, B, C and D are the angles of a quadrilateral, then the value of cis A into cis B into cis C into cis D. Okay, we know that for a quadrilateral, A plus, B plus, C plus, D is equal to 360, right? 360 degree. Now we have to find cis A into cis B into cis C into cis D. What is cis A? Cis A means cos A plus I sin A into cos B plus I sin B into cos C plus I sin C, cos D plus I sin D. This can also be written as e power of IA, e power of IB in exponential form into e power of IC into e power of ID. So, using the rules of the powers, I can write this one as e power of A plus, B plus, C plus D. Okay. So, then again I am going to write this as cis A plus, B plus, C plus D, and this is same as cos 360 degree plus I sin before that this is equal to cis 360 and this is same as cos 360 plus I sin 360. So, this is same as 1 plus I 0, that is what? 1. So, option number 3 is the correct option using the Euler form. So, option 3 is the correct one. Let us move on to the 9th question, somewhat it is a moderate question. I into z power 4 plus 1 equal to 0, then z can take the value. So, I into z power 4 plus 1 equal to 0, this is true for what value of z? That should be what among the 4 options? That is a question. This happens for what value of z? That is a question. So, let us find the value of z by using this result, that is it. So, I can write this as I z power of 4 is equal to minus 1, then z power of 4 is equal to minus 1 by I, okay. And students, we know that minus 1 by I is plus I and 1 by I is minus I, this point to be noted. So, minus 1 by I is I and 1 by I is minus I. So, now z is equal to, z power of 4 is equal to what? Minus 1 by I is I, nothing but cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. You mean the exponential form of the complex number. Now, z is equal to cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. whole power of 1 by 4. When z power of 4 is this, then z becomes this. So by using De Moivre's theorem, so this is n 1 by 4 become multiplied with this. So cos pi by 8 plus I sin pi by 8. This is what the result. You mean option number 2. Option 2 is the correct one. Okay. Okay, let's move to question number 10th. 10th is a simple one. It is based on the powers of I. So I power of 4 plus I power of 9 plus I power of 26 whole divided by 2 minus I power of 8 plus I power of 10 minus I power of 15 is equal to some complex number. And for what value of A and B? It's very simple. Just simplifying LHS, you get RHS. Let's simplify LHS. That is I power of 4 plus I power of 9 plus I power of 26 whole divided by 2 minus I power of 8 plus I power of 10 plus minus I power of 15. So simplified form will be some complex number. Then what is real part and the imagined part of the resultant? That's it. Okay. So question is, I think, yes, it's correct. Yes. Okay, now I power of 4 is 1 because I power of 4 multiple of 4 is 1. This is I power of 8 plus 1. So I power of 8 plus 1, and in the sense I power of 8 into I. So I power of 8 is 1. 1 into I, that is I. Plus I power of 26, you mean I square power of 13 whole divided by 2 minus I power of 8 is again 1 plus I power of 10 is what? I power of 8 into I square, I power of I square whole power of 5, right, minus I power of 15, so I square whole power of 7 into I. Okay. Now 1 plus I, this becomes what? Minus 1 whole power of 13, that becomes minus 1 whole divided by 2 minus 1 minus 1, because I square is minus 1 whole power of 5 is minus 1. I square is minus 1 power of 7 is minus 1, so it becomes plus I equal to A plus IB. So you get 2 minus 2 get cancelled, so I by I is equal to A plus IB. So this is what equal to 1. So A plus IB equal to 1 plus I0. A and B are equal to 1 and 0 respectively. So option number 3, A is 1, B is 0. Okay, a simple one. Okay, let's move to 11th question. It is the same as before. I square is minus 1, we know that. The sum of I plus I square plus I cube till 1000 terms is what is equal to what? So you mean up I plus I square plus I cube and till, so 1000th term becomes I power of 1000. A simple one. Just look into this. This is same as GP series, right? GP, no? So of course. So here A becomes 1, even first term is 1 and R is I. So sum of the terms becomes what? So A into, you mean I into R power of n, you mean I power of 1000 minus 1 divided by R minus 1. So this becomes I power of multiple of 4, 1000 is a multiple of 4, so you get what? So 1 minus 1 whole divided by R I minus 1 gives 0. So sum becomes 0, a simple one. So option 4th is the correct one. Let's move on to question number 12th. So more tricky but simple. Modulus of root of 2i minus modulus of minus 2i. Observe here, I is within the root, not outside the root. Root of minus 2i, I am going to write this one as root of minus 1 into root of 2i. So this is I into root of 2i. So I am going to take root of 2i as common. So 1 minus remaining thing is, this is I into root of 2i. So I is remained. Now we have two complex numbers. One is 0 plus root 2i, 1 minus I. So we know that modulus of z1 into z2 is same as modulus of z1 into modulus of z2. So this gives modulus of this is what? Root of 0 square plus root 2 square into modulus of this is 1 square plus minus 1 square. So modulus of z is root of x square plus y square, right? So you get what? Root 2 into root 2, that gives 2. So option first is a correct option. Okay, this is based on the powers of I. Okay, let's move to 13th question. Z square plus z plus 1 equal to 0, where z is a complex number, then the value of z plus 1 by z whole square plus z square. Students, you make a correction there, that is z square, not z. Z square plus 1 by z square whole square plus z cube by 1 by z cube whole square plus z power 4 plus 1 by z power 4 whole square and z power of 5 plus 1 by z power of 5 whole square plus z power of 6 plus 1 by z power of 6 whole square. What is the value of this? This is based on the cube roots of unity, because we know that look at the data we have. So this is what? Z square plus z plus 1. So whenever we have the equation of this type, then the roots are what? Cube roots. You mean cube roots of unity. I mean for the equation x square plus x plus 1, the roots are what? Actually omega and omega square, discussed in the last class. Do you remember? Yes or no? So now for this also, so omega means z, and if one of the root is z and one more becomes 1 by z, I mean z square becomes 1 by, I mean reciprocal of each other. If z is a root, so another root becomes z square, that is always a reciprocal of first one. Hence z and 1 by z, or z and z square are the roots of this equation. So now, and hence z plus 1 by z, you mean sum of omega plus omega square. So we know that 1 plus omega square is equal to 0, right? Then sum of the complex roots becomes what? Minus 1. Omega square is a reciprocal of omega. Here also z square, means z square is nothing but 1 by z. Sum of these two becomes minus 1. So sum of these two is what? Minus 1 square. Again, if z square, I mean if omega square is a root of this equation, then omega becomes its reciprocal. I mean 1 by z square becomes its reciprocal. Again sum of those two becomes minus 1 whole square plus z cube plus 1 by z cube, omega power of cube is multiple of 3, no? So that is 1. So 1 by 1 is again 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2 cube, 2 square plus z power of 4. Z power of 4 is what actually? It is z cube into z. You mean z cube is 1 into z, that is z. So z into reciprocal of that, again sum of this is minus 1 plus z power of 5 is same as what? Z cube into z square, nothing but z cube is 1 into z square, that is z square. If z square is one of the roots, then 1 by z square is reciprocal. Sum of those two again becomes minus 1 plus z power of 6, omega power of 6, you mean multiple of 6, multiple of 3, 1 plus 1 by 1 is 1, again 1 square. Sorry, 1 plus 1, that is 2 square. So, you get 1 plus 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4. So, sum of this is 6 plus 6, that is what? 12. 12 is the required answer. So, option 4 is correct one. Okay. Sum of all those terms is equal to 12. It is based on the cube roots of unity, omega and omega square. Students, as I said you before, omega and omega square are the roots of this equation, and they are reciprocal to each other as well as complex conjugate to each other. So, using these results, so this is a sum. Okay, let us move on to question number 14th, that is x equal to cos alpha plus I sin alpha. Then what is the value of x square minus 1 divided by x square plus 1? Students, in the last session we talked about some synopsis, that if x plus 1 by x is equal to 2 cos theta, then x becomes cos theta plus or minus I sin theta, then x power of n plus 1 by x power of n becomes 2 cos n theta, and x power of n minus 1 by x power of n becomes 2i sin n theta. So, the same thing here we have x is equal to what actually cos theta plus I sin theta. So, whenever this happens, then this becomes 2 cos theta, I mean x plus 1 by x becomes 2 cos theta. So, let us rewrite this as x minus 1 by x whole divided by x plus 1 by x. If you are good in this result, then you can write easily, I mean you can rewrite this as like this. Then x minus 1 by x is what? Here n is 1, so 2i sin theta divided by 2 cos theta. So, you get I tan theta, a simple one. So, option, sorry, I taken theta here, but in the question they have given alpha. So, instead of theta you take it as alpha. So, I tan alpha becomes answer. Okay, let us move to 15th question. It is related to powers of I. If 1 by I plus 3 by I square plus 1 by I power 7 plus 3 by I power of 8 is equal to some complex number. Same question, same type of question we discussed before. Just let us simplify using the powers of I, you get a complex number. 1 by I is minus I, right, plus, so this becomes minus 3, because I square is minus 1, 3 by minus 1 is minus 3. I power of 6 into I power of 6 is 1, 1 into I, that is I. So, 1 by I is minus I again, plus here 3 by I power of 8. So, 3 by 1 is 3, that is x plus I. So, you get So 3 by I square, so that is minus 3, 1 by I power of 7, right. So I power of 7 is I power of 6 into I power of, sorry, let's rewrite this. This is 1 by I power of 6, that is what, 1 by I square whole power of 3 into I, okay. Now this is equal to, so plus 3 by I power of 8 is 1, x plus I y. So minus I minus 3, so I square is minus 1, minus 1 whole power of 3 is minus 1, minus I. So 1 by minus I becomes plus I, okay. So plus 3 is equal to x plus I y. So I get cancelled, minus 3 get cancelled, you get 0 plus 0 I is equal to x plus I y. So x and y are 0 and 0 respectively. So option 3 is the correct one. So let's move to 16th one. It is same as before. I mean, it is related to powers of I. Root I is equal to. So we know that I is equal to cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2, right? So root I in the sense what? I power of 1 by 2. This is cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2 power of 1 by 2. So by using De Moivre's theorem, cos theta plus I sin theta whole power of n is cos n theta plus I sin theta, I sin n theta. So cos pi by 2 into pi by 2 into 1 by 2, that is pi by 4 plus I into sin pi by 4. So cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 plus I sin is 1 by root 2. So use 1 plus I by root 2. So this comes in the first option. So option first is the correct one. Okay, now let's look at one more question, that is somewhat moderate one. It is based on the nth root of unity. So the value of summation r is equal to 1 to 6 sin 2 pi r by 7 minus I into cos 2 pi r by 7. Actually the standard form is what? Cos theta plus I sin theta, no? So it is of the form sin theta plus I cos theta. So let us write in the standard form by taking minus I outside. So I can write this as r is equal to 1 to 6 minus I taken outside into, so cos 2 pi by 2 pi r by 7 plus I sin 2 pi r by 7, because I into I square into minus 1, you mean minus 1 to minus becomes plus. Okay, now this is equal to summation r is equal to 1 to 6 minus I. Now by using De Moivre's theorem, I am going to rewrite this as cos 2 pi by 7 plus I into sin 2 pi by 7 whole power of r. Again by using De Moivre's theorem, r become multiplied with this, r will be multiplied with this, again you will get the same thing. Now let z becomes, let z is equal to cos 2 pi by 7 plus I sin 2 pi by 7. Now z power of 7 becomes, so we need the value of z power of 7, so that I am finding this, cos 2 pi by 7 plus I sin 2 pi by 7 whole power of 7. So now by using De Moivre's theorem, this 7 will multiply with this 2 pi by 7 into 7. So 7 get cancelled. So you get what? Cos 2 pi plus I sin 2 pi. You get 1. 1 plus I 0, that is 1. That is z power of, the value of z power of 7 is 1. So now let us write this. So this becomes minus I the summation r is equal to 1 to 6, this is z, so z power of r. So what it means, summation from r is equal to 1 to 6, you mean z power of 1 plus z power of 2 plus z power of 3 till z power of 6. So minus I z plus z square plus z cube and so on till z power of 6. Again this is what GP series. So minus I into a z with r is z, so z power of 6 minus 1 by z minus 1 using sum of roots of GP, a into r power of n minus 1 by r minus 1. So minus I into z power of 7 minus z by z minus 1, z power of 7 is 1, so you get what? Minus I into 1 minus z by z minus 1. So 1 minus z by z minus 1 is minus 1. So minus into minus plus I. So your option is, answer is I. Option 4th is correct one. Okay, now let us move one more moderate one, that is mod of z plus 4 is less than or equal to 3, then the maximum value of z plus 1 is what? Mod of z plus 4, modulus of this is less than or equal to 3. In the sense, here we have two complex numbers z and 4. So the modulus of sum of these two numbers is less than or equal to 3. We know that the modulus value of a complex number, that is what? A non-zero real number, sorry, non-negative real number, that is what? Root of x square plus y square for any complex number x plus iy. So the modulus of sum of these two real numbers, sorry, sum of these two numbers is always is given that less than or equal to 3. When it happens, what about modulus of these two complex numbers z plus 1? I mean the maximum value of these two, maximum value of the modulus of these two numbers. Okay. So I am going to write this one as z plus 4 minus 3. Z plus 1 I rewritten as z plus 4 minus 3. So this one I am going to take it as z1 and this is z2. z1 plus z2. You mean z1 is z plus 4, z2 is minus 3. So this is less than or equal to. So by using the triangle inequality, modulus of z1 plus z2 is less than or equal to modulus of z1 plus modulus of z2. So this is what we discussed in the last class. Then modulus of z plus 4 plus modulus of minus 3, z1 plus z2. To get the maximum value of this, you have to consider the maximum value of z plus 4, modulus of z plus 4. Suppose if you consider 2 here, see, you have to consider maximum value of this, the maximum value of this 3, so 3 plus 3 becomes 6, you mean? Suppose if you consider 2, so 2 plus 3 becomes 5, I mean the value becomes lesser. So to get the maximum value of this 2, you have to consider the maximum value of this. So 3, that's what? 3 plus 3, that is 6. So the maximum value of z plus 1 is 6 because it is less than or equal to 6 now. So maximum value becomes plus 6. So option 3 is the correct one. Okay, let us move to 19th question. So modulus of z square minus 1. Modulus of z square minus 1 is equal to mod of z square plus 1, then z lies on what? is this is true for what value of z among the following. So I think you are all familiar in the complex plane, you mean organoid plane, that z is a variable complex number, it can be anywhere on the organoid plane. It may be on a circle, it may be on x axis, it may be on y axis, it may be on parabola, right. Then this is to be happened, I mean for what z, I mean this is true when z lies on what, this becomes true statement when z is on either circle or imaginary axis or real axis or parabola. Okay, that is a question. That should z should be on what among the four to get this to happen. I mean this is to be happened. This is to be happened. So let us solve this. You get the result. That's it. I mean for that I am going to take z is equal to x plus iy. So z square is what, x plus iy whole square minus 1 equal to modulus of z is what, root of x square plus y square whole square plus 1. Okay. Now I want to simplify this, x square plus minus y square, because iy whole square is minus iy whole square is I square y square plus 2 into xy minus 1 equal to x square plus y square plus 1. So root and 2 get cancelled. Here a square iy square is minus 1 y square, because I square is minus 1, 2ab. Okay. So now x square minus y square minus 1 becomes the real part, plus I into 2xy becomes the real imaginary part. Okay. So the modulus of this complex number becomes what, root of x square minus y square minus 1 whole square, x square plus y square, no. So 4x square y square, 2xy whole square is 4x square y square equal to x square plus y square plus 1. So let us remove this root by squaring on both sides, squared on both sides and simplifying. So this becomes what, x square plus 1 plus y whole square plus 4x square y square is equal to x square plus y square plus 1 whole square squared on both sides. Okay. Now let us simplify this, x power of 4a square plus b square plus 2ab is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. So this get cancelled, x power 4 get cancelled. Sorry, here minus only these two terms get cancelled, x power 4 and x power 4, 1 plus y square whole square, 1 plus y square whole square. The remaining thing is minus 2x square minus 2x square y square is equal to 2x square y square plus 2x square. So we will get what, 4x square plus 4x square y square equal to 0. So we get what, 4x square into 1 plus y square equal to 0. Okay. So now, or I can write this as minus 2x square into 1 plus y square is equal to 2x square into 1 plus y square. So I can cancel this. So you get minus 4x square is equal to 0. So this is true when x square is equal to 0. So, this is possible only when x is equal to 0. So, I mean complex number z, I mean for any complex number z is equal to x plus iy, this is true only when x is on imaginary axis. You mean x is equal to 0, you mean x must be on y axis in an Argand plane. Okay. Okay, so this is what moderate one. Okay, let us move on to 20th question. Z be a complex number such that z minus I by z plus 2i, z minus I by z plus 2i equal to modulus of that is 1 and modulus of z is 5 by 2, then what is the value of mod of z plus 3i? It is somewhat a moderate one. Here we have a modulus of z is equal to 5 by 2. Let us take z is equal to some x plus iy, complex number. So, this becomes what actually then root of x square plus y square equal to 5 by 2. This gives what? X square plus y square becomes 25 by 4 on squaring on both sides. So, let me find the value of x and y, because we have to find the value of modulus of z plus 3a. So, this is very simple when you have the value of z, I mean x and y values. So, here main objective is finding the values of x and y. So, if you know the value of x and y, then you will get the value of the required thing, that is what z plus 3i. So, let me find the value of x and y. For that we have the data, let us use the data. Mod of z minus 1, a complex number, by z plus 2i is equal to 1. You mean I can take numerator as z1, denominator as z1. So, mod of z1 by z2 is mod of z1 equal to mod of z2, you mean multiplying with 1. So, I am simplifying, this 1 equal to x plus iy plus 2i. So, x minus 1 plus iy equal to x plus I into y plus 2. Then mod of this, modulus of this is becomes x minus 1 whole square plus y square equal to x square plus y plus 2 whole square. Squaring on both sides to get, let us cancel the roots by squaring on both sides. So, you get what x minus 1 whole square is x square plus 1 minus 2x plus y square. This is what x square plus y square plus 4 plus 4y. Okay. X square y square get cancelled on both sides. Now, you get what? 4x plus 2y. Okay. Okay, now you get what minus 2x minus 4y is equal to 4, right. Yes. So, actually z minus I, sorry, I taken here z minus 1, this is z minus I, you to take z minus I. So, here it will come what x plus iy minus 1, then you get then x square, this is what x square, sorry, x plus I into y minus 1, imaginary part becomes y minus 1 and this is correct, and here you have to change this as x square plus y minus 1 whole square. So then you get what? X square plus y square plus 1 minus 2y is equal to x square plus y square plus 4 plus 4y, using the results a plus b whole square and a minus b whole square. So they get cancelled on both sides. You get 1 minus 2y plus is equal to 4 plus 4y. Then you get what? Minus 6y is equal to 3. Then y is equal to minus 1 by 2. Substitute this y in this equation. So from 1 you get what? X square is equal to, so 25 by 4 minus y square, so minus 1 by 4, you get 6, x square is 6. Okay, now the required thing, the required thing is what you have to find actually, a mod of z plus 3i, right? So z plus 3i, this is what actually mod of x plus iy plus 3i, nothing but x plus I into y plus 3. So mod of this is equal to x square plus y plus 3 whole square. So this is equal to, x square is 6 we have, y is minus 1 by 2 plus 3 whole square. So 6 plus minus 1 by 2 whole square, that is what, minus 5 by 2 whole square. So minus 5 by 2 whole square is, so 25 by 4. So you get 6 4s are 24 plus 25, 49 by 4. So you get root of 49 by 4 is 7 by 2. So 7 by 2 is the correct one. So option 3 is the correct one, 7 by 2. So when modulus of z is 7 by 2, modulus of this is 7 by 2, this is happened, this happens. Okay, now let us move to okay, let us move to 21st question, that is z and omega be two non-zero complex numbers such that both have the same modulus. What is the argument of z plus argument of omega? Argument of z plus argument of omega is given, that is pi. Then this is true for what value of z? That must be what? Yes, argument of z. Okay, actually the question is argument of z plus argument of omega. So this is given pi, and you know the result, argument of z1 plus argument of z is same as argument of z1 into z. Okay, that is pi, and this is, when argument is pi, nothing but what? This is the complex number, this becomes what? Minus 1, right? We have discussed in the last class. So z becomes what then? Minus 1 by omega. So minus 1 by omega is same as conjugate. As I said before, if omega is a complex number, then 1 by omega becomes its conjugate, right? So this is same as omega bar. Okay, so this is the required answer. So option number, this option fourth. So in the fourth option, I think in the options bar is not there, please mention there, it is minus omega bar. Okay. So and they have mentioned omega and z and omega have the same modulus, no, and for any complex number z and its conjugate have the same modulus. So that by using that result, the required answer is minus omega bar. Okay, let's move to 22nd question. Pi by 2 and pi by 4 are the arguments of z1 and z2 bar respectively. Then argument of z1 by z2. So argument of argument of z1 is pi by 2. So argument of conjugate of z2 is pi by 4. From this, argument of z2 is, so minus of argument of z bar, right? So minus pi by 4 by using the result discussed in the last class. Argument of z2 is minus of, or argument of z bar is minus of argument of z. So from this, minus pi by 4 becomes this argument of z2. So what do you have to find? Argument of z1 by z2. This is argument of z1 minus argument of z2. Argument of z1 is what? Pi by 2 minus pi by 4. So pi by 2 minus pi by 4, that is what? 3 pi by 4. So option first is the correct one. Let's move on to 23, that is the complex number is 1 plus I3. Then what is, students please change the question. You mean there is some question number 23. There should be argument of z plus modulus of argument of z plus argument of z bar actually. There should be this. Okay, please change this. So z is equal to 1 plus I root 3, then what is the value of this? If z is equal to 1 plus I root 3, then its argument becomes, since it is in first quadrant, I can write directly tan inverse of root 3 by 1, that is pi by 3. Then if argument of z is pi by 3, then argument of z bar is what? Minus of argument of z, so minus pi by 3. This is the result we discussed in the last class. So that argument of z plus argument of z bar is given by pi by 3 plus minus of pi by 3, modulus of minus pi by 3, pi by 3, so that is 2 pi by 3. Option 4th is the correct one. Option 4 will become the answer, that is pi by 3 plus pi by 3, 2 pi by 3. Okay, let's move on to 24th question. Somewhat complicated. 3 plus I sin theta divided by 4 minus I cos theta is purely real. It's purely real. Then argument of sin theta plus I cos theta is what? For theta belongs to 0 to 2 pi. So 3 plus I sin theta divided by 4 minus I cos theta. Again, this is not in the stand form. Let's convert this into stand form by multiplying and dividing by 4 plus I cos theta. So your denominator becomes 16 plus cos square theta, a plus b into a minus b. Okay, let's multiply the numerator. 3 4s are 12 plus 3 I cos theta plus 4 I sin theta plus I sin theta into I cos theta, so minus sin theta into cos theta. So your real part becomes 12 minus sin theta into cos theta divided by 16 plus cos square theta. Plus your real part becomes 3 cos theta plus 4 sin theta whole divided by 16 plus cos square theta. And they have said this is purely real, right? Howda? So then imaginary part becomes 0. This becomes 0. So this becomes 0 only when numerator becomes 0. This implies 3 cos theta plus 4 sin theta becomes 0, and this gives tan theta is equal to minus 3 by 4. You mean 3 cos theta taken 4 sin theta right side minus 4 sin theta divided by cos theta, so you get tan theta is equal to minus 3 by 4. Since theta tan theta is minus 3 by 4, I mean theta belongs to either second or fourth quadrant, right? So then argument becomes what? Argument of sin theta plus I cos theta. So for that I am going to find first alpha or tan inverse of cos theta by sin theta, you mean y by x, you mean cot theta. When tan theta is minus 3 by 4, cot theta becomes 3 by 4. So tan inverse of 4 by 3, sorry, cot theta becomes 4 by 3. Since theta belongs to second quadrant or fourth quadrant, when theta is in second quadrant, your argument becomes pi minus alpha, you mean pi minus tan inverse of 4 by 3, yes we have option 4, second. If it is in fourth quadrant, minus alpha, so minus of tan inverse of 4 by 3, we do not have option, so your option becomes pi minus tan inverse of 4 by 3. So option 3 is the correct one. Okay, let us move to the last question, that is 25th one, a simple one. F of z is given, I am sorry, complex number is given in terms of a function of z. F of z is, it is just to confuse you, that is it. F of z is 7 minus z divided by 7 minus z divided by 1 minus z square, and z is given 1 plus 2i. So then what is the modulus of f of z? You mean f of z becomes a complex number on simplifying this. Okay, then find the modulus of that, that's it. After finding, after getting this into stand form, find the modulus of that. That becomes modulus of f of z. So for that I am going to take z as, z is given actually, 7 minus 1 plus 2i whole divided by 1 minus 1 plus 2i whole square, 6 minus 2i divided by 1 minus 4 plus 4i is equal to 6 minus 2i divided by 4 minus 4i. This is what f of z. So modulus of this is, so modulus of 6 minus 2i by 4 minus 4i. So modulus of 6 minus 2i is root of 6 square plus 2 square by root of 16 plus 16, 4 square minus 4 whole square, root of 40 by 32. So 8 5s are 4s are at root 5 by 4, sorry, root 5 by 2. So, but root 5 is same as what? Modulus of z. 1 square plus 2 square is root 5. So, that's what. So, modulus of z by 2 is the required answer. That is what option first. Okay. So, this is about some of JEE mains level questions from the chapter complex numbers. In the next class, if time permits, let's discuss some more questions on this, okay, mains level as well as advanced level. Okay, thank you.